Today on the channel, we're talking about some easy ways to boost your conversion rate on your e-commerce store. That's coming up. Hey guys, if you like this video, make sure you smash that like button. Also leave me a comment. Love hearing from you, love engaging with you, answering any questions you might have. And also make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're putting out new videos every single week. Want to make sure you don't miss out on any of the great content we have going on. So with all that out of the way, let's get into it. Let's kick it off by just kind of defining what conversion rate is. So your conversion rate is the amount of people that are actually buying and actually making a purchase on your store, as opposed to the amount of people that land on your store. So you've got your traffic, that's people landing on your product page or on your front page of your website, and then only a certain percentage of those actually convert into sales. Now typically on an e-commerce store, a decent conversion rate, a normal kind of target, and where most e-commerce stores fall is around 2%. That means for every 100 people that land on your website, you're going to convert about 2 sales, okay? So if you're doing less than that, you definitely want to improve. If you're doing more than that, you still want to improve. You always want to make more sales, right? So this is 5 really easy ways you can go do right now today. Implement these in your store and start making more sales. Number 5 is to improve your product photos. So when you're running traffic to your store, you always want to make sure you send it to the product page. So most of the things we're going to be talking about are on the product page. And this first one is just your photos. So I see a lot of e-commerce websites. A lot of my students send them to me to review, and just I review a lot of e-commerce websites. And what I see a lot is just generic kind of stock photos. Now what you want to have is kind of an array of photos of your product. So when we're talking about t-shirts, you're going to want to have a few generic just pictures of the shirt, different colors and things, but then you're also going to want to have those pictures on people. Now I use a tool called placeit.net, which I definitely recommend to get models actually wearing your t-shirts and your different products. But an even better way to take that a step further is to actually order the product and have some people wear it and take photos, or get your customers to send you photos, and you can do that in a number of ways. But actual photos of the product being worn by real people is the best way to do it if possible. If not, the next best thing is going to be a site like placeit.net. There are also other resources out there, but you want to have a selection of photos from just generic product photos all the way to models and people actually wearing your photos. And another quick tip is, oftentimes the less staged photos are actually the ones that work better. So when it's just a person taking a selfie in your shirt or with your product, those are oftentimes the ones that work the best. Number 4 is the opposite of what you might think, but it's actually removing options from your website. Now, one common thing in e-commerce is decision fatigue. We send people to our website, and I think Amazon's kind of conditioned us to do this, but we send people to our website and we have all of these different products around the page, and we have all these different color options and size options and garment options. Some t-shirt websites you go onto, they're gonna have tank top, hoodie, t-shirt, baby, all this stuff, sweatshirt, all in that one product page, and that's just way too much. I recommend dumbing it down to one garment type, so let's just say a unisex t-shirt, and probably 3 to 4 colors at most. And then sure, you can have a bunch of photos, but actually remove all of the distractions from the page, okay? If you've got recommended items, I would keep that to just a few that are kind of spread out around the product page. But just keep it very, very simple. Don't give them a ton of decisions to make. Just give them a few colors, a few options, and you'll convert a lot better. Number 3 is to sell on benefits rather than features. This is something I talk about quite often, but it's improving your product descriptions, right? So a lot of people also, they just have that generic product description on their product page. If we're talking about t-shirts, a lot of times it's imported from the print on demand carrier, and it says like 100% cotton and unisex fit and all that kind of stuff. You want to get rid of that, scrap it, okay? You can keep those features in there, but you want to improve them, okay? Another example is like on drop shipping stores. A lot of people that are drop shipping from like AliExpress, they'll import the product descriptions from AliExpress and just leave them. And that is super bad, and it's not going to help your conversion rate. What you want to do is rewrite those product descriptions and always sell on the benefits that your product is going to have to the customer rather than the features. And a quick tip I've talked about a lot that I want to talk about again is the so that tip. If you haven't heard this, I want to tell you about it real quick. My mentor Travis told me about this one time, and he read it in a book somewhere, and it's kind of changed the way that I think about product descriptions. And in your brain, all you have to do is take a feature on your website, like 100% cotton t-shirt and add "so that" on the end, and it'll help your brain figure out why this feature is beneficial to your customer. So if it's 100% cotton, you would say something like 100% cotton so that it'll be the softest shirt in your closet. Okay, and you can do that with anything, with any feature, and you just add "so that," and then think about how that benefits the customer. It's just an easy way to train your brain to improve those product descriptions. Number 2 is to add reviews to your product page. Now, when people land on your product page, they just want to see that social proof. They want to see that people are buying the product and that people like the product. Now, if you don't have sales, and a lot of you guys don't have sales on your e-commerce store yet, man, get a few family or a few friends and ask them to just text you a quick review of your product. Send them the website and say, hey, what do you think about this product or this shirt or whatever it is? And just text me your thoughts. Okay, if you can just get maybe 3 to 5 reviews, even if it's from family or friends, and load those up on the product page, it's gonna make a huge difference in your conversion rate. This is one of the best ways to improve conversion rate because people just wanna see that the product is being bought and that people enjoy it and like wearing it and like using it, whatever the product is, and will make a huge difference, so go do that. The number 1 way to boost your conversion rate is urgency and scarcity. Yes, I talk about it all the time, and it's something that I love and use often, and it's that urgency and scarcity. And I use it a lot because it works. People have FOMO and they always want what they can't get. And so if you add urgency and scarcity into your product pages, you're gonna see a big boost in your conversion rate. Now, instantly, what people usually go to automatically in their brain is the countdown timers and the stock countdowns. And yes, those can be kind of spammy, and believe it or not, they still work in a lot of cases, but I know a lot of people out there are teaching to take those off, that they look too spammy and that kind of thing, and that's okay if you want to do that, but you still must have urgency and scarcity in your product pages. A couple ways you can do that are having limited stock on your item, having limited discount codes or offers that are expiring in a certain amount of time, or just having products that are only available for a limited amount of time. A lot of people get really terrified to put a product up and then actually take it away. But I can tell you from my own experience, that has been one of the best things that has converted so many sales for me. I mean, unreal amounts of sales by doing limited releases and releasing only a certain number for a certain amount of time. And I would say things like, hey, we're only printing 100 of these and they're only going to be available for 48 hours. If you don't get one, they may never come back. Okay, and that stuff works so good. So I encourage you to do that. You know, flash sales, man, doing a 24-hour flash sale, a 48-hour flash sale, so effective to create that urgency and scarcity, and that's why it's the number 1 way that I believe to boost your conversion rate. Thank you so much for watching today. This has been my top 5 ways to boost your conversion rate. There's a lot of other ways you can boost your conversion rate as well. So I can encourage you to go out there and keep improving your product pages, keep improving your stores, and that'll keep making a difference in your sales. And real quick, if you're running a t-shirt or print-on-demand business, I want to give you my system completely free. If you're wondering what the next step is for you to do, if you're starting out new and you don't know how to get started, if you have a store but you're not making sales, or maybe you're making sales and you want to learn how to scale, I want to give you this free resource. This is going to be extremely helpful. It's the Shirt School Roadmap. It'll show you exactly that next step you need to take in your t-shirt or print-on-demand business to get things rolling in the right direction. All you have to do is go to shirtschool.com/roadmap and you can get it completely free. It's pretty in-depth and has a lot of steps and a lot of things that you can go out and do and start implementing today to improve your sales, improve your conversion in your t-shirt or print-on-demand business. As a reminder, I want to make sure that you like this video, leave me a comment, and subscribe to the channel. We're releasing new videos every week, and we'd love to have you on board as a subscriber. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next week.